Hi Scorpio, hi Sag, welcome back to Love from Leo. My name is Tay, otherwise known as Love from Leo, and this is your relationship reading or your dynamic reading. If you're not familiar with these readings, what I basically do is see how you guys met, and then present time will be what's happening right now, whether it's an issue or what's, just to see what's going on, and then the future will kind of tell us the outcome or what could happen depending on the way the energies are going as of now. Now this could be for any type of relationship, so it can be like friendship, or it can be love, it could be family. It just depends on who it is for you. It can be for any placement within your chart, but the only rule that I have is if you're a sun sign, whoever, the other person needs to have the corresponding sun. So for example, if you have a Scorpio sun, then the person who is the Sagittarius needs to be a sun sign Sagittarius, and for any other placement that is what applies, so that way it makes sense. Okay, this is also a general reading, so if it does not resonate, then maybe go check out another placement on the future of relationships playlist that I have on my channel, or you could just get you a personalized reading where I pull both of you guys' charts, and it'll be extremely accurate because it is your guys' charts. Okay, so let's talk about the dynamic first. So we have Scorpio and Sag. Scorpio is fixed water, so they have a fixed way of feeling about situations. Scorpio is extremely private when it comes to opening up about their feelings. So it may have taken some time to get to know this person, or they may just have a lot of deep rooted issues or circumstances that really calls for the Sag to have to learn how to work with them. Now with Sag is mutable fire, so it's a little bit easier to understand. Not understand a Sag, because for the most part they'll probably try to be a little bit more relatable so that they don't cause confrontation or anything. But with it being mutable and fire, they have kind of like, you can kind of persuade them, or you can shift them into feeling a certain way about something, so they're not so stuck or stubborn about a way of seeing something. They're a little bit more flexible in seeing something and feeling something a certain way. So I kind of feel like it's not that bad of a dynamic or anything, but I do think it can kind of get annoying for the Scorpio if the Sag is always trying to relate to other people or always trying to be friendly with everyone. Scorpio needs to feel safe. They don't want to feel like everyone can know everything or everyone is a part of everything that they're doing. So if Sag is one of the more friendly Sages, and that can be kind of not so fun for the Scorpio. So that's probably the only issue that I'm getting right off the bat. So let's just go ahead and see what each of you guys have issues with my past life deck here. So we're going to start off with Scorpio and then move on to Sag. What's the issues here, if any? This could be a really good reading, but obviously there's something wrong or you wouldn't be searching it up. So, all right. Communal living for Scorpio. So I feel like there's a situation where Scorpio feels as though they have like limited space, or they feel like the way that they've lived their whole life, there's no changing that. So let's say they lived in a household with a lot of siblings or something. They maybe feel comfortable with lots of people around them, or just their siblings in general or family. Or it could be the opposite. So maybe the Scorpio lived in a house where they were used to just being alone, but it was in a really confined space, and they don't want anyone to intrude on that. But I think it's the first one. I think they're used to living around lots of people. All right, and then for Sag, we have Egypt. I feel like Sag is really used to wanting to go outside. They don't like being indoors, and I feel like Scorpio wants to be indoors at all times. So that could be some, a point of friction. I'm not seeing anything too drastic with this, like what's been said so far. I do feel like there's a connection, like from the past, a past life connection with this communal living in Egypt. You guys could have crossed paths. I'm not sure if this is a good or a bad connection, but I am seeing some sort of connection here. There is a tie, okay? So you guys could definitely be family members as well, though, in this lifetime, but I do feel like there was a connection from the past. We're going to start off with the beginning. So how did you guys meet? How did this all come about? Scorpio and Sagittarius. The Lovers. Love at first sight. With the Lovers card, it's basically just like, look at them. They're happy. I think it was just fate. Like I said, I feel like there's a connection from a past life. And then with the Lovers, it's usually represented by the Gemini energy. But on this card in particular, I'm getting Pisces. So almost like there's been many lifetimes, maybe 3 lifetimes of you guys knowing each other. And this time it just seemed to align, like 3rd time's the charm. Oh, okay. Okay, so I mean, I feel like I don't even have to get any deeper than that, but let's just see. Five of Cups, yeah, you guys both kind of reconciled or healed each other's emotional scars. I think you guys balance each other out really well. Some of you guys could have met each other after a failed marriage of some sort, or maybe just like a really toxic home life growing up. You guys could have met each other afterwards. All right. So I want to see how did you guys feel about each other when you guys met? So let's look at Scorpio, and then we'll see Sagittarius. I feel like there may be someone in you guys' like life who's like jealous, or they don't like to see you guys together. That's what I'm seeing here with the Queen of Swords. And then if you look in the background, there's like you two. Like they kind of watch from afar, but they don't like to see you guys together. That was kind of like a random message I just got. Okay, so for Scorpio, the way that she felt when you met them was the Five of Cups. So I felt like, what the heck? I feel like whenever you met the Sag, you were in your feelings. I think you were being very guarded. And I also think that you were in a really, really like dark place, like as far as emotionally. Like you didn't want to trust, or maybe you were going through a really bad breakup or something like that. Your last relationship was shitty, something. You know, that Scorpio shit. Like you didn't know if he's going to go anywhere, but you weren't getting your hopes up. Let's see how Sag felt. Okay, so Sag has Five of Wands and Six of Swords. So Sag felt like this was a bit of a struggle to be able to get to know the Scorpio. Then also with the Six of Swords, I feel like Sag had to travel a lot to be in contact with the Scorpio. So kind of like the Scorpio made the Sag work for them as far as like getting to know them. Scorpio wanted to see how much were they willing to want to be a part of their life. In other words, they were like, if you really want to be with me, then I need you to show me, because I just don't trust you. Like, I got trust issues, or I just don't believe you. And I think Sag definitely put in that work. They definitely like made sure that they were seeing you, trying to talk to you, getting to know you, but also still respecting your boundaries. So what I'm kind of seeing here, maybe Scorpio was already in a relationship, or Sag was already in a relationship, but I just feel like there was a need for someone to prove their love, and they weren't willing to just like give in that easy. Like both of you guys had to kind of learn to understand each other. Or maybe Scorpio, you were like not a widow, but like a divorcee or something. And it seems like Sag had to come in and really, really like prove that they wanted to be with them. But I feel like Sag was like, for some reason I feel enough passion to want to do this, but I don't even know why, because I just met you. But I think it's because of past lives. You guys had a connection, and so you guys kind of like met up in this life again to kind of start over or reconnect or press play. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and move on to what's happening now. So we see how it kind of started out. It wasn't rocky. It was more so like you had to really just prove. Like it was like, okay, how bad do you want it, type of thing. So let's see what's happening presently between Scorpio and Sag. All right, so we got Seven of Swords. Oh, in reverse. Uh-oh, truth's coming out. Like I said, I feel like somebody was kind of hiding a secret or something. Scorpio, I mean, it's all about secrets and things. Okay, let's see. What was revealed? The World. So there was an ending. I feel like somebody ended a relationship kind of late, and while they were talking to the other person, like one of you guys was already in a relationship, but you were still talking to this person, and then once you realized you really did like this Scorpio or Sag, you ended it, and then you let the other person know. But it was like, why did you wait so long to do that, and why didn't you tell me you were already... Yeah, Six of Cups. So the two things that I got when I looked at this card, it's almost like whoever did this, whoever was lying, or whoever was not so sure if they should leave their person for the Scorpio or Sag, it's like they felt the need to. Like they couldn't help themselves. They didn't necessarily want to cheat on the other person, but it started to grow more than it was supposed to. But it was because you guys are connected. You guys could have also been like known each other in your childhood, or lived in the same area during your childhood. I feel like Scorpio, this was you though, sweetie, because we do have your energy right here. Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. And then I kind of feel like Sag was like, well, why did you make me fight so hard for this if you were already in a relationship? Like, you should have been fighting for me. Or you know what I'm saying? They're like, why did you make me fight that hard? So let's see who did this. So where did the secret come from in the first place? All right, so we have Virgo, we have Leo, and Cancer. It's the Princess of Wands. So at this, let me get another card just to be sure, because I don't want to just call out random stuff. Ace of Swords, Libra energy. So Scorpio, I kind of feel like it was you. I feel like it was both of you guys. Like, both of you guys were probably hiding things or just not being all the way truthful. But I feel like Scorpio was pushing this. Like, they were pushing the whole be honest with me or prove to me that you love me. But it's like, you can't do that and then still be having other things happening. So maybe both of you guys weren't being completely honest, but I feel like Scorpio, the way that they were pushing it, it made it an issue once Sag found out or something. And I feel like you guys are just now getting to this point where you're realizing what was happening, or, you know. Let's see. Scorpio, you could have been with a Leo, a Libra, or a Cancer, or a Virgo. I feel like you were with one of those signs. So Scorpio, you have the Nine of Swords. So you're kind of debating, like, okay, what should I do? I think you're worried that the Sag wants to leave you now. You want to see this girl. You definitely have your mind kind of like all over the place right now. You have a lot of anxiety. You're very nervous. So it makes me feel like you definitely were the person who lied. And then let's see what Sag. Sag has the Seven of Wands. So Sag is willing to fight for this, but I think there will be some, you know, reservations as to, you know, like, why did it even go to this point? Now, the beauty with Sag, they usually don't hold grudges just because they're mutable and they're wise enough. They're one of the last signs of the zodiac. So they kind of get to this point where they're wise enough to know life is a joke. Like, life is, you know, you should be laughing, you should be enjoying it. And they're ruled by Jupiter. So they kind of have this tendency to it's like an uncle. So that's like the vibe of Jupiter, if I had to like compare it to a family member. So it's almost like they want to forgive you, they want to let bygones be bygones, they want to move past this. Yeah, like, they just want to move past it. But I think they are a little confused as to why you made such a big fuss about being honest and you were not being honest. But for some reason they are still wanting to move forward with this. Okay, so that's a good sign. Remember, it definitely could have been that Libra. When I was saying there's someone who's like jealous or something. Let me see if I can find the card. Let me see. Yeah, this Queen of Swords. Scorpio, I feel like you were with someone who was a Libra or someone who's very clever, very smart, which is kind of a scary thing because they may try to like ruin this situation. So you guys may have bigger issues than just being honest. You may have someone that's really trying to come and screw some things up for you. But I'm not seeing that, but for some reason that was a thought that was creeping in. So be very careful with that. Scorpio, you may be nervous about that, especially if it's a Gemini, because it could be a Gemini as well. You're like, that Gemini is crazy, so like I didn't know if I should like leave, but I really did like you, Sag, and I wanted to like make it work. But that Gemini is crazy, so be careful. So let's get some advice. What should you guys do? I do see Sag is like all in. Seven of Wands is a really good card. Like standing up for the relationship, standing up for the principles of wanting to make it work. But Scorpio is very nervous. Scorpio is very nervous. All right, so we got King of Pentacles. So I think you guys should stay fixated on what you want to see in the future. I do think it's going to take time. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and we do have Saturn energy here. So it's going to take some time for things to heal or to build. But I do think it is worth, you know, trying to stick it out. You just got to really put the work in now, because now there's probably, you know, little trust issues in the back of Sag's mind, even if they don't necessarily express it. And then Scorpio, you are nervous for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I do feel nervous energy coming from Scorpio's end. So let's go ahead and skip to that part now. So what is the outcome for Scorpio and Sag in the future? All right, so we got Two of Swords in reverse. So I kind of feel like both of you guys are being a little bit more honest and upfront about what you expect, what you want, what you need from the situation. Two of Swords in reverse. Three of Cups. Yeah, like now you guys... Ooh, okay, so there's two things I'm feeling with this. You guys are being honest and being just completely honest about your past, like your history with partners and things like that. Especially Scorpio, I feel like you're being very honest. But at the same time, I feel like the more that you guys are honest, the more that you guys are like, dang, I didn't know you. Like, you guys are kind of like, oh, like maybe we should slow down. Like, this is the thoughts. Okay, let's Two of Swords in reverse. Clarification. The Star. Yeah, so you guys are still talking about what you guys want. There's definitely a need for, you know, when it comes to cheating or just not being honest about partners, you guys are not here for that. That's something that you guys have agreed that can't happen anymore. Scorpio, I feel like you're making sure the Sag knows that you're not going to do any more lying or anything like that. Like, the third party situation is over. You're not the third person. Okay. Sag, I feel like you're being kind of quiet though. Like, I feel like you're just kind of listening right now. Okay, yeah, King of Pentacles. So you guys want to see this work. You want to be stable. The person that Scorpio was with could have been someone they worked with. And I feel like Sag didn't want to know that or something. It's like Sag isn't talking. They're still smiling, but they're not talking. So this makes me feel like they're trying to figure out, should I just leave now? Or do I love them enough? Am I crazy enough to stay in the situation? Okay, let's see how everyone's feeling. That'll give me a better idea. Okay, Scorpio, right away, the Chariot. Scorpio's over here like, oh, let's make this work. Let's make it work fast or whatever. Let's be together. Let's do this or whatever. Almost like this is how they feel like Sag will finally think that this is real. They're like, let's make this official. Let's speed this up. Yeah, like right now during Cancer season, like I feel like they want things to, like, let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's go ahead and just make it official. So Sag has the Knight of Swords and the Two of Cups. So Sag, they're in this relationship, but I don't think that they're ready to really solidify it. I think they're really just like, okay, well, we can still be together, but like, I still need time to think about how far I want this to go. Sag is kind of like, you know, let's just ride it out. Let's not rush it. Let's just, you know, see where it goes. Scorpio, with their intense nature, is like, let's do this. Let's make this official. I almost feel like Scorpio wants to get married, and Sag is like, no. We still have things to plan. We still need to work on our money. We still need to make sure we trust each other. We still have communication issues we got to work on. But I do see your vision, Scorpio. So this is like what Sag is saying. With the Star card, it is a good card to have in the future. Yeah, I mean, let's see what else comes out. So with the way that Sag feels, let's get a little bit more clarity on that. Knight of Swords, Two of Cups. Knight of Swords, Two of Cups. I feel like Sag is like, what's the rush? Like, why are you trying to rush it now? Like, weren't you already married? Especially if the Scorpio was already married. They're like, why are you trying to go back into that direction? Like, let's just take it slow. Oh, okay. Yeah, Princess of Swords. So it's almost like they want to see the possibilities. They don't want to commit to anything too strongly yet. They do want to stay in this relationship. They do enjoy the relationship, but they're like, let's not mess this up by trying to make it like super, like a business deal. I feel like Sag views marriage as a business deal, and Scorpio's like, oh, it's for love. If you really love me, then you'll do this. So it's kind of like a situation where Sag is like, let's slow down, and Scorpio's like, no, let's go full throttle. What I do see about this, I feel like you guys will still be together in the future. I think Scorpio is going to have to just like slow down, or maybe Sag is going to have to give in and, you know, want to at least be engaged. But I'm not seeing any breakup at all. You guys are still dealing with each other's crap. And I feel like you guys understand each other, and I feel like Sag understands how Scorpio is in this dynamic. They know Scorpio is a very intense person, and they're very fixated on what they feel. And I think Sag is flattered that they want to marry or, you know, speed things up with Sag, but Sag is like, let's just calm down. Like, we're still in a relationship. It's okay. So it's not bad. It's just kind of like, Scorpio, relax. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a situation where Scorpio is like, if you don't want to get married, or if you don't want to do this, then we need to just separate. I don't think it's going to get to that point, but it definitely could. But I definitely think Sag is, for some reason, they have this way of like knowing how to calm Scorpio down. I feel like Sag is going to be like, think about it this way. If we get married right now, yada yada, like they have it to where they're able to tell you like why this isn't a good idea. Because I feel like Scorpio is just going based off of emotions. Which is interesting because a lot of people say Sag does that, but I guess when you're dealing with someone who's a Scorpio, it's a little bit more intense as far as feelings go. Okay, so let's get some advice. What should you guys do in the future? Ace of Wands. So go for it. Keep going. Ace of Wands is a really, really good card, especially if you guys are looking to get married in the future, but just not right now. This is saying in the future, make the step. Or this could be saying, go ahead and do it now. You guys definitely have like a connection. I don't see you guys splitting up anytime soon. Ace of Wands is beautiful. So let's just get the Oracle card. I don't even know where you're watching this, Scorpio and Sag. You guys have a nice connection. All right, so we got disconnect and boredom. So with the number 4 here, this is about foundation. So what I feel with this energy is one of you guys feels like because everything has been so smooth, it's gotten bored, or it's gotten to the point where you're like, okay, like what's the next step? Like, it's not a fairy tale though, Scorpio, so calm down. Or Sag if this is you. But I just feel like somebody's trying to make something new happen just because everything is so predictable, which is not a bad thing. But it becomes bad when you try to spice it up, or you try to like do different things, and then it becomes like, what are you doing? Like, chill out. Like you're trying to force things that don't need to be forced. The number 4 is about foundation. So I also feel like you guys should be focused on maybe like the material aspects, or maybe like planning for your future family, but not acting on it yet. Like, you need to take this time while things are calm in the relationship to plan for it, but it doesn't mean you have to go and attack it just yet. And I think Sag has a very good understanding of this, and they just have to keep Scorpio level-headed when it comes to it. So definitely not a bad reading at all. Take this time to just keep progressing, and I think everything will be really good for you guys. It's almost like you guys it took you guys 3 lifetimes to get to this one to finally be able to make things work. So that's a beautiful thing. I feel like there's nothing else I have to say. I feel like you guys already know. Like, I feel like Sag already knows what to tell you. So Scorpio, you're probably the one watching this. Yeah, this is a really, really nice reading. I really like to see this for you guys. So yeah, that's it. If you would like to purchase a private reading with me, I have my information on the screen here. If you would like to add me on Instagram, I will have that on the page as well, here somewhere. And if you can't find it, it's always in the description box below. Make sure you check out the Future of Relationships playlist that I do have on my channel. And if you don't see the 2 signs that you're looking for, make sure you comment them down below on this particular video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.